Hi, my name is Ian Gray, and I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk about our two books for the semester. The first book is Five Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. This book was the most entertaining and informative book that I encountered this semester. It was like going to a stand-up comic. I'm like, how is this guy talking about me? Because it's not me, it's the human condition. It's a function of being in a group of people, working as a team, that these things keep coming up. They don't come up just in my workplace. They're not just a function of my inability to effectively participate in a group. It's something that will be encountered again and again and again. And by reading through this book, seeing what's going on both in the book and in my own life, I can learn to address it, define the problems, and overcome them. I really appreciate the way that Lencioni was able to articulate things that I've been feeling. And so how do I feel after learning that I am not alone? I feel empowered. How does this apply to me? Well, one example is my fear of conflict. Whenever I enter into a discussion with someone, I often have both a combination of one, self-doubt, and two, respect/fear of offending the other person. So as a mature adult, interacting with other mature adults, I've got to find a way to work past the initial conflict, creating friction that will gain traction, as one of my group members, Aaron Hain, had put it. How will this affect my organization? If I can effectively apply it to my group and work setting, will work better. Why is it important? Well, in my work setting, which is healthcare, we're being asked to do more with less every day. So if we don't make changes for the better, we're only going to drown. Who'll notice? Like on one side, like it'd be nice if my immediate boss noticed, so that I could potentially be put in a position where I could have greater influence on the outcome of our patients. But really who it's most important for is our patients, because we serve the citizens of Greater Shelby County, and in doing so, we want them to have the best possible care, and we do not want them to feel the same strain that we feel by government regulations, things out of our control. So we're just going to do our best to do the best we can with what we have. In summary, I really appreciate you introducing me to this book. Whenever I read it, I was just like, that is so me. And whenever I read everybody's post online, everyone was like, that is so me. And it's because it's not just me, it's everybody. So thank you very much. The next book that we encountered was Strengths-Based Leadership by Tom Rath and Barry Conchie. I've got to say that this one was a little bit harder to sink my teeth into, partially because it was intuitive, but contradictory to what had been told to me my whole life, which was that being well-rounded was great. So what did I learn? Well, I learned that despite common knowledge, great leaders who do great things are great at something, but not everything. And that's totally easy to believe because I know a very few people who are really great at everything. So with that in mind, I need to focus on my strengths and find a supportive team to work together with so that we balance each other's weaknesses. This is just one of the things that keeps coming back up in my MBA. Teamwork does better than anything that I could do by myself. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel empowered. I've got to say that whenever I read the book, I also felt like it was a little pandering to me because in the end, it was just like, hey, you're great. These are all your strengths. And it doesn't really tell you about the other side of things, which kind of brought up because a lot of my strengths also have backsided weaknesses. Like I want to see stuff through, but because of that, I have a hard time letting things go. I have a very much like can do this mentality, not can delegate this mentality. And so I've got to address it and refine that. So how does this apply to me? Well, it applies to everybody. I try to work on things that I'm weak, but that'll change. Now I'm going to try to better define the things that I'm strong at and make them better. Now the test that we took, I'm not necessarily sure if those are my strengths or not. And that's something I discussed in my paper. Some of them are, but I'm kind of wanting to take the test again to make sure they got it right. What am I going to do after I refine these tests? I'm going to refine my skills. I'm going to bring it back to my workplace, and I'm going to use the application of these additional enhanced skill set to do the same things that I did with the other book, which is basically try to do more with less and try to improve patient care for Shelby County. Who will notice? Hopefully the patients of Shelby County. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for introducing me to these books. I look forward to reading the next two coming up.